जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्व गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोदी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्यानंद प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यानंद प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यानंद प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्य प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट महाभागवत शिल गौर बाबूजी महाराज की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट शिल सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानुगौर्य गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शार गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम अक्षय श्री हरिदास हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंद की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओए, श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय। श्री वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। The Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai. Shriman Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. The Deliverance of Jagāi and Mādhāi ki jai. Jagarananda Madhavananda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitāi Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna, everybody. Dandavat Pranam. All right, so let's begin the Mangala Charan and then we will start. One second, let me just share my screen. Oops. All right. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ajanulambita bhujau kanakavadato sankirtanaika pitaro kamalayataksho Vishwambaro Dijavaro Yugadharma Palo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro Namastrikala Satyaya Jagannatha Sutaya Cha Sabhrityaya Saputraya Sakalatraya Te Namaha. Jai 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 Vishwambara Dvijaraj Jaya Vishwambhara Priya Vaishnava Samaj Gaurachandra Jai Dharma Setu Mahadir Jai Sankirtanamoy Sundar Sharir, Jai Nityanandir Bandhava Dhana Pran, Jai Gadadhar Advaitar Prema Dhan, Jai Shri Jagarananda Priya Atishoy, Jai Vakreshwar Kashishwarer Hriday, Jai Jai Shivasadi Priya Varganath, Jiva Prati Koro Prabhu Shubha Drishtipat, Madhya-khaṇḍa Katha, Madhya-khaṇḍa Katha Jeno Amriter Khanda, Je Katha Shunile Ghuche Antar Pashanda, Madhya-khaṇḍa Katha Bhai Shuno Ek Chitte, Sankirtana Arambha Hoilo Jeno Mate. Oh, dear brothers, please hear attentively the topics of Madhya-khaṇḍa, wherein the inauguration of the Sankirtan pastimes is described. Tavai vasmi, na jivami tvaya vina, iti vigyaya devi tvam nayamam charanantikam. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai, Shiptashtakama ditaranga madhe, Kripa mai tvam sharanam prapanna, Vrinde namaste charanaravindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The glories of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata and Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur from Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita. Ore mura lok shuno Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Mahima Jate Jani Veshakal, Krishna Lila Bhagavate Kohe Ved Vyas, Chaitanya Lila Vyas Vrindavana Das Koilo Chaitanya Mangal, Jahar Shravane Nashe Sarvaya Mangal, Chaitanya Nitāi Jate Janiye Mahima, Jate Jani Krishna Bhakti Siddhanter Sima, Bhagavate Jato Bhakti Siddhanter Sar, Likhiya Chen Iha Jani Koriya Udhar, Chaitanya Mangala Shune Jadi Pashandi Javan, Sheho Mahavaishnava Hoy Tatakhon, Manushe Rachite Nare Aiche Granta Dhanya, Vrindavana Dasa Mukhe Bhakta Shri Chaitanya, Vrindavana Dasa Pore Koti Namaskar, Aiche Granta Kori Teho Tarila Sansar, Narayani Chaitanya Ruchishta Bhajan, Tar Garve Janmila Shri Dasa Vrindavan, Tar ki Arvuta Chaitanya Charita Varnan, Jahara Shravane Shuddha Koilo Tribhuvan. What a wonderful description he has given of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Anyone in the three worlds who hears it is purified. Sahaje Vichitra Madhur Chaitanya Vihar, Vrindavana Dasa Mukhe Amriter Dhar. By nature, all the activities of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu are very wonderful and sweet, and when they are described by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar. Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai, Jai, the Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Shri Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai, Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Shri Nitāi Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. All right. Yes.
Could you turn off the forest
Oh
sounds?
my God. I completely forgot. Yeah, 1 second. 1 second, 1 second.
Thank you.
Uh, yeah, no worries. There. Okay. All right. Okay. Dandavat pranams, everybody here. Nare Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Champak Mataji, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook. There is Raseshwari Mataji, Ganga Mataji, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Hari Bol. All right. So we are continuing on with our reading of Chaitanya-bhāgavata, chapter 13, the deliverance of Jagāi and Mādhāi. All right, I'm going to read a bit from this and also a bit from the the verses. I think we have 2 more days of reading this chapter 13 though. So I'm not going to read I'm just going to read a little bit of this and then we'll read the full thing tomorrow and the day after. So this chapter describes how Mahaprabhu spread the glorification, worship, and teachings of Krishna to each and every house through Nityananda and Haridas. Describes their preaching to Jagāi and Mādhāi, Mādhāi's attack on Nityananda, Mahaprabhu's arrival at that spot and is invoking the Sudarśana chakra. The two brothers surrender at the lotus feet of Gaur. So that's what we're going to be reading about today. Mādhāi's attack on Nityananda, Mahaprabhu's arrival at the spot, and the two brothers surrender at the lotus feet of Gaur. That's a topic for today. Then we're gonna and then there's Gaura-Nityānanda's forgiveness and deliverance of Jagāi and Mādhāi. Also, we'll read about that. And the demigod's service to Gaur and the consequences of committing Vaishnav aparad. Haribo Vidyalala Sadidi. Since the past, so now this is a more in-depth summary. Since the pastimes of Sri Gaurasundar are perceived through eyes of love, ordinary people who were devoid of such love considered him simply as Nimai Pandit. Only fortunate souls saw his manifestations according to their respective qualifications. One day, Mahaprabhu instructed Nityananda and Haridas to go door to door and beg everyone to worship Krishna, chant Krishna's names, and practice Krishna's teachings, and at the end of the day, to inform him of the results. Although everyone there at first laughed on hearing what they were to beg, Nityananda and Haridas took the instruction on their heads and began to beg such alms from door to door. When the householders respectfully invited the two sannyasis to accept alms, the two would, according to Mahaprabhu's instructions, beg them to chant Krishna's names, worship Krishna, and practice Krishna's teachings, and then they would leave. Although pious people were happy to see their wonderful method of begging alms and promised to follow their request, some people blasphemed Lord Chaitanya and considered the two to be madmen. Some people who were unable to enter Srivasa's house during kirtan violently attacked the two and threatened them with royal punishment. But being empowered by Śrī Caitanya, Nityananda and Haridas did not pay the least attention to them. In other words, they fearlessly went on with their activities. It even mentioned that they would laugh. One day, the two Prabhus saw the most sinful drunkards, Jagāi and Mādhāi. Actually, let's read from that point on. Think 54-ish. Let's see. Okay, let's just go back. We'll read the translations from this point on. Okay. Okay, um so the people are saying, perhaps these two are spies of a thief. They are wandering door to door on the pretext of preaching. Why would a Sudran act in this way? If they come again, we'll take them to the king. So they faced all this opposition also when they were spreading the message of Mahaprabhu. On hearing such talk, Nityananda and Haridas laughed. On the strength of Lord Chaitanya's order, they were not frightened. In this way, the two daily wandered from door to door and then reported to Vishwambar at the end of the day. One day, they saw two drunkards on the street. The two were fully intoxicated and acted like great rogues. There were unlimited stories about the two, for there was no sin that they had not committed. Although they were Brahmins, they were engaged in drinking wine, eating beef, plundering others' wealth, and burning others' houses. They avoided royal punishment and the notices of the town authorities. They did not pass a day without wine and meat. The two would roll on the street and they would punch anyone they met. As people watched these incidents from a distance, Nityananda and Haridas arrived there. Sometimes the two displayed affection for each other, and sometimes they pulled each other's hair while cursing. Sometimes they ruined the caste of sometimes they ruined the caste of the Brahmins of Nadia, and sometimes under the influence of wine, they would speak solacing words to someone. Every type of sin became manifest in the bodies of those two, except the sin of blaspheming Vaishnavas. Vaishnaver ninda pap shobi na hoilo. Sarva pap she duir sharir janmilo, Vaishnaver ninda pap shobi na hoilo. They happily spent their days and nights in the company of other drunkards. Therefore, they had no opportunity to blaspheme the Vaishnavas. The assembly in which Vaishnavas are blasphemed will be ruined, even if all other religious principles are observed. If an assembly of sannyasis indulges in blasphemy, then that assembly is more sinful than an assembly of drunkards. A drunkard will be delivered in due course of time, but one who engages in blasphemy will never attain the goal of life. One second. Hari Bol, Hari Priya Didi. Okay. Even after studying the scriptures, many people lose their intelligence and bring about their utter ruin by blaspheming Nityananda. The two punched and abused each other as Nityananda and Haridas watched from a distance. Nityananda personally asked some people, "To which caste do these two belong? Why do they act like that?" The people replied, "O Gosai, these two are Brahmins. Their virtuous father and mother both come from respectable families. Their ancestors have all lived in Nadia and were all free from the slightest fault. These two qualified persons gave up their religiosity and have been engaged in such sinful activities since birth. Considering that they were most sinful, their relatives rejected them. Now they freely wander about with other drunkards. When the residents of Nadia see these two, they fear that the two may someday burn their house. There is no sin that these two have not committed. They plunder, steal, drink wine, and eat meat." After hearing this, the kind-hearted Nityananda mercifully contemplated how to deliver the two. The Lord has incarnated to deliver the sinful. Where will he find such sinners as these? The Lord secretly manifests himself. People do not see his influence and make fun of him. If the Lord bestows his mercy on these two, then the whole world will know his glories. If I can reveal Lord Chaitanya to them, then I, Nityananda, will be known as Lord Chaitanya's servant. Now they are fully intoxicated and do not know themselves. If only they could become intoxicated like this under the influence of Krishna's names. If the two cry as they chant, "Oh my Lord," then my wandering will be successful. If persons who previously took bath in the Ganga with all their clothes on, when they touch the shadow of these two, when they consider themselves as purified as having taken bath in the Ganga by seeing them, then my name will be remembered. The glories of Śrī Nityananda are unlimited. He has incarnated to deliver the fallen souls. After contemplating in this way, the Lord said to Haridas, Oh Haridas, look at their miserable condition. Although they are Brahmins, their behavior is most abominable. These two will not be able to avoid the punishment of Yamaraj. When you were beat practically to death by the Yavanas, you thought, even then you thought about their welfare. If you think about the welfare of these two, then they will certainly be delivered. The Lord never neglects to fulfill your desire. This truth was personally disclosed by the Lord. Let the entire world see Lord Chaitanya's influence when he delivers these two. Just as the Puranas sing about the deliverance of Ajamil, now let the three worlds directly see such pastimes. Haridas knew well the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. Therefore, he could understand that the two were already delivered. It was just a matter of time. Haridas Prabhu said, "Listen, O Mahashaya, your desire is certainly the Lord's desire. You deceive me just as one deceives an animal, and in this way you repeatedly teach me." Lord Nityananda smiled and embraced Haridas. He then softly spoke as follows. Let us go and inform these two drunkards of the Lord's order that we are carrying around. The Lord's order is for everyone the Lord's order is for everyone to worship Krishna. The Lord's order is for everyone to worship Krishna, but this is especially meant for the most sinful. Our responsibility is to simply repeat the Lord's order. If people do not follow, that is his responsibility. Then Nityananda and Haridas went to inform the two of the Lord's order. Saintly people prohibited them, saying, "Don't go near them. If they catch you, you'll lose your lives. We hide inside the house and tremble. How can you dare to approach them? Those two have no respect for sannyasis. They have killed unlimited Brahmins and cows." Nevertheless, the two Prabhus chanted the name of Krishna and joyfully went before the two. They came only close enough to be heard, and then loudly informed them of the Lord's order. Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Loho Krishna Nam, say Krishna, worship Krishna, and chant the names of Krishna. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, and Krishna is your life and wealth. Or your life's wealth. Toma Saba Lagia Krishner Avatar. Krishna has incarnated for your benefit. Eno Krishna Bhajo Sab Charo Anachar. Therefore, give up all sinful activities and worship Krishna. On hearing their call, the two turned their heads, and their eyes became red with anger. After lifting their heads and seeing the forms of the sannyasis, the two ran towards them, shouting, "Dar, dar, catch them, catch them." Nityananda and Haridas quickly ran away, and the rogues chased them, shouting, "Stop, stop!" Abusing them with harsh words, they chased behind the two Prabhus, who ran away out of fear. People said, "We warned them before. Now those two sannyasis are in danger." All the atheists smiled and thought, Lord Narayan has given proper punishment to those impostors. The pious Brahmin said, "Save them, Krishna, save them, Krishna." They then left that place in fear. The two rogues chased behind as the two lords ran away. Although the rogues declared that they caught them, they were unable. We've got him. But no, they weren't actually able to get him. Nityananda said, "We thought it would be good to turn them into Vaishnavas, but we'll be lucky if we survive today." Haridas said, "Oh Lord, what can I say? Today I will die prematurely because of your ideas. Because you have tried to give Krishna's instructions to drunkards, we have received proper punishment, almost losing our lives." Speaking in this way, the two lords laughed as they ran away. The two rogues chased after them while shouting abusive words. The two drunkards had fat bodies, so they could hardly walk. Yet somehow they ran swiftly. The two rogues said, "Oh, brothers, where will you go? How will you escape Jagāi and Mādhāi today? You do not know that Jagāi and Mādhāi live here. Wait a moment and see who's behind you." Hearing their words, the two lords ran away in fear as they called out, "Save us, Krishna, He Govinda." Haridas said, I cannot go further. Why did I knowingly come with this restless person? Krishna just saved me from the wrath of the Yavanas, and now today I'll lose my life due to your mischievous nature. Nityananda said, I am not a restless person. Think carefully. It is your Lord who is agitated. Although he is a Brahmin, he gives orders like a king. On his instruction, we preach door to door. He gives orders that we have never heard before, and as a result, people call us thieves and hypocrites. If we disobey his order, we'll be ruined. And if we follow his order, this is the result. You do not admit your Lord's fault. Although we both spoke to them, you accuse me of being at fault. In this way, the two Prabhus engaged in blissful quarrels as they watched the two rogues chasing them become confused. Oh, wait. Oops. We read up to 102 yesterday. Sorry, I was going too far. Okay, sorry, I'm going back. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Rakhilen Krishna Kala Javaner Thai Chanchaler Buddhe Aji Purana Harai. So I went back a few verses again. Krishna just saved me from the wrath of the Yavanas, and now today I'll lose my life due to your mischievous nature. Gaudiya Bhashya by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. Haridas said, just a few days ago, Krishna saved me from the hands of a Yavan who was a Qazi in the province of Ambuya. But today, I am almost certain to lose my life due to the fault of the restless intelligence of the person known as Nityananda. Nityananda bole ami nahi je chanchal, mone bhabi dekho tomar Prabhu se vibol. Nityananda said, I am not a restless person. Think carefully. It is your Lord who is agitated. Gaudiya Bhashya. In protest of Haridas's statement, Nityananda said, I have become restless by seeing how the Lord is agitated. But personally, I'm not restless. Mahaprabhu is a poor Brahmin. Like a king, he has ordered me to preach the names of Hari at each and every house, and I am simply following his order. Brahmana hoiya jeno raja agya kore, tan bole buli sab prati ghare ghare. Although he is a Brahmin, he gives orders like a king. On his instruction, we preach door to door. Kotao je nahi shuni, she agya tan. Chor dhanga boy loka nahi bole ano. He gives orders that we have never heard before, and as a result, people call us thieves and hypocrites. Gaudiya Bhashya. Nityananda said, I have not heard anyone give instructions like Sri Gaurasundar has. While following his order, people considered us trespassing thieves or hypocrites in disguise. Na korile agyatan sarva nasha kore. Korile o agyatan e fal dhore. If we disobey his order, we'll be ruined. And if we follow his order, this is the result. Apana prabhur dosh na jana ho tumi dui jane bholilam dosha bhagi ami bhagi ami. You do not admit your Lord's fault. Although we both spoke to them, you accuse me of being at fault. Gaudiya Bhashya. By the will of Mahaprabhu, both you and I are preaching the names of Hari at every house. But it is very sad that you accuse me of being at fault. I am not alone at fault. Mahaprabhu is also involved. Heno mate dui jane ananda kondal, dui dasyu dhai pache dekhiya bikal. In this way, the two Prabhus engaged in blissful quarrels as they watched the two rogues chasing them become confused. Haribol, Sudevi Didi. Dhaya aila nija ঠাকুরের বাড়ি মধ্যের বিক্ষেপে দস্যু পড়ে রডি. They ran towards the Lord's house, while the two rogues rolled on the ground being intoxicated by wine. Gaudiya Bhashya. Jagāi and Mādhāi both drank excessive wine before chasing Nityananda and Haridas. The word radha means moving quickly or running about. It's a difficult word to say. দেখা না পাইয়া দুই মদ্যপ রহিল, শেষে হুড়াহুড়ি দুই জনেই বাজিল. Unable to see the two Prabhus, the drunkards gave up the chase and eventually began to push and shove each other. শেষে হুড়াহুড়ি দুই জনেই বাজিল. হুড়াহুড়ি. মদের বিক্ষেপে দুই কিছু না জানিল, আছিল বা কোন স্থানে কোথা বা রহিল. Being intoxicated by wine, the two could not remember a thing about where they were before or where they were now. কতক্ষণে দুই প্রভু উলটিয়া চায়, কোথা গেল দুই দাস্যু দেখিতে না পায়. After a while, the two Prabhus looked back and could not see where the two rogues had gone. স্থির হয়ে দুই জনে কোলাকুলি করে, হাসিয়া চলিলা যথা প্রভু বিশ্বম্ভরে. The two felt pacified and embraced each other. They laughed and then went to see Vishwambar. বসিয়াছে মহাপ্রভু কমলা লোচন, সর্বাঙ্গ সুন্দর রূপ মদন মোহন. The lotus-eyed Mahaprabhu was sitting. The limbs of his body were so beautiful that his form bewildered even Cupid. চাতুর্দিকে রহিয়াছে বৈষ্ণব মণ্ডল, অন্যোন্যে কৃষ্ণ কথা কহেন সকল. He was surrounded by the Vaishnavas, who were discussing topics of Krishna amongst themselves. Kohen apana tattva sabha madhye range, Shweta dvipapati jeno sonakadi sange. The Lord joyfully discussed his own glories in that assembly, just as the Lord of Shwetadvip did in the association of sages headed by Shanak. Nityananda Haridasa Henoy Shamoy Divasa Vritanta Jota Sammukhe Kohoy. At that time, Nityananda and Haridas came before the Lord and reported to him what had happened that day. Aparupa Dekilam Aji Dui Jon Parama Madhyapa Puna Bolai Brahman. Today we have seen two most strange persons. They were great drunkards, yet they called themselves Brahmanas. Bhalore bolilo tare, bolo Krishna nam. Kedar dia anilek, bhage rohe pran. We nicely requested them to chant the names of Krishna. In response, they chased us, yet we fortunately survived. Prabhu bole keshe dui kibatar nam. Brahmana hoiya kene kore heno kam. The Lord said, "Who are those two? What are their names? Why would Brahmins engage in such activities?" Gaudiya Bhashya. Mahāprabhu said, "It is not proper for Brahmins to drink wine. It is not the duty of Brahmins to act like rogues and chase Vaishnavas." Sammukhe achila Ganga dasa Srinivas, kohoye jate katar vikarma prakash. Gangadas and Shrivas, who were sitting before the Lord, began to relate the sinful activities of those two. She duir nam Prabhu Jagāi and Mādhāi, Subramana putra dui janma eight thai, Sanga doshe she dohar heno hoilo mati, Ajanma modira boy ano nahi gati. O Lord, the name of those two are Jagāi and Mādhāi. They are the sons of a pious Brahman, and they were born here. Due to bad association, they have developed such a mentality. They have been attached to drinking wine since birth. Gaudiya Bhashya. The father of Jagāi and Mādhāi was a Brahmin who engaged in his occupational duties. Due to the influence of bad association, his two sons have become engaged in sinful activities like harming others in plundering wealth. She duir bhoy nadi ar lok dare, heno nahi jar ghare churi nahi kore. Everyone in Nadia is afraid of these two. There is no house that has not been plundered by them. She duir pataka kohite nahi thai, apane shakal dekho jano ho goshai. There is no limit to their sinful activities. O Lord, you know and see everything. Prabhu bole, jano jano she dui beta, khanda khanda korimu aile mor heta. The Lord said, I know these two fellows. If they come here, I will cut them to pieces. Nityananda bole khanda khanda tar. Sorry. Nityananda bole khanda khanda koro tumi. She dui thakite kota na jaibo ami. Nityananda said, you may cut them to pieces, but I will not go out as long as they are there. But I will not go out as long as they are there. Gaudiya Bhashya. When Mahaprabhu said that he would cut Jagāi and Mādhāi to pieces, Nityananda replied, I will not be able to follow your order as long as they are alive. Ki serba eta tumi koroho bodai. Age she dui jane Govinda bolai. Wait, who's speaking right now? Okay, so Nityananda said, you may cut them to pieces, but I will not go out as long as they are there. Why do you brag so much? First, get these two to chant the name of Govinda. Swabhave dharmike boloye Krishna nam e dui vikarma boy nahi jane ano e dui udharo jadi diya bhakti dan tobe jane pataki pavana heno nam. A pious person naturally chants the name of Krishna, but these two do not know anything other than sinful activities. If you deliver these two by awarding them devotional service, then I will know that you are Patita Pavan, the deliverer of the fallen. Gaudiya Bhashya. Haribol, Manjari Didi, and Nitāi. Haribol. Gaudiya Bhashya. Pious persons naturally chant the names of Krishna, but these two are not candidates for accepting any good instructions and are only interested in sinful activities. If you can induce these two to chant the name of Govinda, then the glories of your name, Patita Pavan, will be protected, and your words will prove meaningful. Amare tariya jato tomar mahima, tatodhika e duer udharer sima. The deliverance of these two will certainly be more glorious than the deliverance of me. Hasi bole Vishwambar, hoilo udhar, je khane darshana pailo tomar. Vishwambar smiled and replied, they were delivered the moment they got your darshan. They got darshan of you. Vishesha chintaho tumi eteke mongol. Achirate Krishna tar koribo kushal. You are so concerned for their benefit that Krishna will soon arrange for their well-being. Shri Mukher Vakya Shuni Bhagavata Gan, Jai Jai Hari Dwani Korila Tokon. On hearing these words from the lotus mouth of the Lord, all the devotees chanted, Jai, Jai, Hari, Hari. Hoilo udhar shabe manila hridaye, advaiter stane Hari dasa kotha kohe. They were all convinced that the two were already delivered. Haridas then went before Advaita and spoke as follows. He said, Chanchaler Shange Prabhu, Amare Patai, Ami Taki Kota Sheba Kon Dike Jai. The Lord sends me with this restless person. He leaves me behind, and who knows where he goes? Borshate janavi jale kumbir bedai, santar edia tare dori bare jai. During the rainy season, there are many crocodiles in the Ganga, and he goes swimming in the waters to catch them. He tries to catch the crocodiles in the Ganga. Kule thaki dako pori. Sorry. Kule thaki dako pari. Pari? Yeah. Kori hai hai. Shakal Gangar majhe bhashiya bedai. In great anxiety, I call him loudly from the riverbank, but he continually floats around in the water of the Ganga. Jadi bakulete uthe balaka dekhiya, mari bar tare shishu jai kedar dia. Oh my God, that's he says, if he sees some boys, he comes out of the water and chases them to beat them. Tar pita mata aise hate thengal loya. Tasaba patayami charane dhoriya. When their parents come with sticks in their hands, I fall at their feet and send them back. Goalar grita dadi loya polai, amare dhoriya tar mari bare chai. He steals butter and yogurt from the cowherdmen and then flees, and they catch me and wants to beat me. She koroye karma jai jukti nahe, kumari dekhiya bole more vibahiye. Whatever he does is unreasonable, doesn't make any sense. When he sees an unmarried girl, he tells her, marry me. Chariya, oops. Chariya shander pite mahesha bolai, porer gabhir dugda duhi khai. He rides on the back of an ox and declares that he is Mahesh. He takes milk from others' cows and drinks it. Ami shikaile gali padaye tomare, ki korite pare tor advaita amare. When I try to teach him something, he abuses me and says, what can your Advaita do to me? Chaitanya bolishchare Thakur koriyase baki. Sorry. Oops. This is broken up wrong. I was like, what the heck? Okay. Chaitanya bolishchare Thakur koriya Sheba ki korite pare amare ashiya. And Śrī Caitanya, this is Nityananda speaking, right? And Śrī Caitanya, whom you consider the Lord, what can he do to me? Kichui na kohiyami thakurer stane, daiva joge aji rakha pailo porane. I have not said anything about this to the Lord, but today my life has been saved by providence. Mahamatoala dui pate poriache, Krishna upadesh giya kohe tar kache. There were two great drunkards lying in the street, and he went before them to preach Krishna's instructions. Mahakrode dhaya ailo maribar, jivana rakhar hetu prasada tomar. In great anger, they rushed to kill us. It is your mercy that our lives have been saved. Hasiya advaita bole kon chetra nahe, madhya per uchit madhya pasanga hoye. Tina mato ala shanga ekatra uchita, naishtika hoya kene, tumi tar bhita. Advaita smiled and said, this is not at all astonishing, for drunkards should associate with other drunkards. It is befitting that the three drunkards were together. But being a celibate, Why were you there? Okay, Nityananda and Jagāi and Mādhāi, they're all three drunkards. But why were you, Haridas? Why were you with these drunkards? Gaudiya Bhashya. After informing Advaita Prabhu about Nityananda's various restless activities, Haridas brought up the topics of Jagāi and Mādhāi and said that Nityananda would become an object of the two drunkards' anger when he tried to preach Krishna's instructions to them. Today, we were able to save our lives from the hands of those two rogues simply by your mercy. In reply to this, Advaita Prabhu said, O Haridas, Srila Nityananda Prabhu is intoxicated from drinking the liquor of love for Krishna, whereas Jagāi and Mādhāi are intoxicated from drinking ordinary wine. Therefore, it is befitting that these three associate together. Since you are attached to the Supreme Lord, you should not go near them. Nityananda koribo shokale matowala, uhana charitra mui jani bhale bhalo. Nityananda will make everyone intoxicated. I know his character very well. Gaudiya Bhashya. I know the characteristics of Nityananda very well. Within 2 or 3 days, he will bring these two rogues who are fond of drinking wine into the assembly of Vaishnavas. Dekho tumi din, dui tin byaje, she dui madhyapa anibo goshti maje. Just wait and see. Within 2 or 3 days, he will bring those two drunkards into our assembly. Bolite advita hoilen krodavesh. Digambar hoy bole ashesh vishesh. While speaking in this way, Advaita became overwhelmed with anger. Without any clothing on, he spoke with great emphasis. He said, Shunibo shakala chaitanya Krishna bhakti, kemone nachoy gai dekotan shakti. Everyone will hear about Lord Chaitanya's devotional service to Krishna, and they will see his potency, how he dances and chants. Deko kali she dui madhyapa aniya, Nitāi Nitāi dui nachi be miliya. You will see tomorrow how Nitāi and Nitāi will bring the two drunkards and dance with them. Ekakar koribeka e dui jane, jati loy tumi ami polai jatane. They will make the two equal to us, and we will have to run away to save our caste. Advaita krodabeshe hase haridas, madhyapa udhar chitte hoilo prakash. On seeing Advaita's angry mood, Haridas smiled. He was convinced that the drunkards would be delivered. Advaiter vakya bhuje kahar shakati, bhuje Haridasa Prabhu, jar jeno mati. Who has the power to understand who has the power to understand Advaita's words? Only Haridas Prabhu can understand them. Ebe papi shab Advaiter pakka hoya, gadadhar ninda kore moroye podiya. Many people take the side of Advaita and criticize Gadadhar. They will be burnt to death. Wow, Advaita's own son, Achyutananda, is a disciple of Gadadhar Pandit. So I guess I'm just guessing there's a lot of tension and friction in the family. Some of Advaita's sons who are, yeah, that's interesting. Gaudiya Bhashya. Hardly anyone can understand the loving sentiments of Advaita Prabhu. Being unable to understand the actual meaning of Vaishnavism, a few sons and non-devotee so-called disciples of Sri Advaita Prabhu introduce Advaita Prabhu as an impersonalist and support him while disregarding Sri Gaurasundar's most dear Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami. Since Sri Achyutananda Prabhu, the son of Advaita, accepted subordination under Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami, a few Mayavadi descendants of Advaita dared to disregard Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami Prabhu. As a result, they met with inauspiciousness. When unauthorized disciples and sons of Śrī Advaita Prabhu saw that after the disappearance of Śrī Advaita Prabhu, his most intimate disciples began to worship Hari under the subordination of Śrī Gadadhar Pandit Goswami, they began to burn within. Considering their family prestige from the mundane viewpoint, and considering Advaita Prabhu as Vishnu and themselves as Vishnu's sons, they attacked those who worshipped under the guidance of Śrī Gadadhar Prabhu. Jai papishta eka Vaishnaver pakka hoy, anya Vaishnavere ninde she jai koi. We had a shloka memorization group. Was it last year or the year before last year? And this is one of the verses that we all had to memorize. It's a very important verse. It's good to, good if anybody can memorize this verse. Is very helpful. Jai papishta eka Vaishnaver pakka hoy, anya Vaishnavere ninde she jai koi. Any sinful person who takes the side of one Vaishnav and blasphemes another Vaishnav is certainly ruined. Bodhya Bhashya. Sinful-minded persons who are averse to Hari think that there is a difference of opinion among pure Vaishnavas, and they selfishly take the side of one and blaspheme the other's process of worship. But both Vaishnavas are engaged in the service of the Lord. By imagining differences between them and taking the side of one Vaishnav, one considers him superior. Yet, since the other Vaishnav prays for that Vaishnav's purification and desires his auspiciousness, the observers considers him unfavorable and censures him, thinking that there is a possibility of difference between Vaishnavas. By preaching such a philosophy, one invites one's own ruination. She dui madhyapa bedai sthane sthane, ailo je ghate prabhu kore ganga snane. As the two drunkards wandered from place to place, they came to the bathing ghat where the Lord would take his bath in the Ganga. Taiva joge she stane korile kathana, bedaiya bole sarva thai de hana. By divine arrangement, they made that place their base, from which they would go out to raid various places. Shakal loker chitta hoilo soshanka, kiba boro, kiba dhani, kiba maharanka. Whether influential, rich or poor, all people's hearts became filled with fear. Gaudiya Bhashya. All the residents of Navadvip, including the prestigious, the aristocratic, and the poor, became frightened by the behavior of the two rogues. The word ranka refers to the misers and the poor. Nisha hoile keho nahi jai ganga snane, jadi jai tobe dash bisher gamane. No one went to take bath in the Ganga at night, and if they did, they went in groups of 10 or 20. Gaudiya Bhashya. Those who regularly took bath 3 times a day went to the Ganga at night in groups of 10 or 20 due to fear of being attacked by Jagāi and Mādhāi. Prabhur badir kache thake nisha bhage, sarva ratri Prabhur kirtana shuni jage. Mridanga mandira baje, kirtaner shange, madhyer vikhepe tara shuni nache range. Dure thaki shabdwani shuni bare pai, shunile nachia adhika madhya khai. Jokon kirtana kore dui jon rohe, shuniya kirtana puna uthiya nachaye. Madhyapane vivala kichui nahi jane, achilo ba khotai achaye konustane. Prabhure dekhiya bole nimai pandita, korai ba sampurna mangal chandir gita. Gayen sab bhalo mui dekhi bare chaya, Shakal aniya diva jatha jai paya. They stayed near the Lord's house and listened to the Lord's kirtan as they remained awake throughout the night. Being intoxicated with wine, they joyfully danced as they listened to the sounds of the kartals and mridangas in the kirtan. As they could hear everything from that distance, they would listen, dance, and then drink more wine. Whenever there was kirtan, the two would stay there. When they heard the kirtan, they would get up and dance. They were so overwhelmed by drinking wine that they did not remember where they had been or where they were. When they saw the Lord, they said, "Oh, Nimai Pandit, you should sing the entire song of Mangala Chandi. You have expert singers who we wish to see. We will bring and give you whatever you need." Gaudiya Bhashya. Dandavat pranams, Sajan Maharaj, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Okay, Gaudiya Bhashya. After satisfying their own whims at various places throughout Nadia, the two rogues Jagāi and Mādhāi came and set up camp near the ghat outside Mahaprabhu's house. Along with the sound of the Lord's kirtan, their habit of drinking flourished. They considered the devotees' glorification of Krishna with instruments to be glorification of Mangal Chandi. So when they met Mahaprabhu, they asked him what ingredients were needed to complete the rituals, which they considered to be like their own tamagun rituals. The two rogues said, "We will collect and give you whatever ingredients are required to complete the glorification of Mangal Chandi." Durjan dekhiya Prabhu dure dure jai, ar pot diya lok shabai polai. Seeing those miscreants, the Lord kept a distance. Others took another path and fled away. Ekadin Nityananda nagara brahmi. Janish Aishe Dohe Dori Lek Kia. Oops. It's like that doesn't sound right. Okay, 1 second. It was broken up wrong. Okay. Ekadina Nityananda Nagar Brahmiya. Nishai Aishe Dohe Dori Lek Gia. After wandering throughout the city one day, Nityananda went that night before the two. Kere kere boli dake Jagāi Mādhāi. Nityananda bolen Prabhur badi jai. Jagāi and Mādhāi shouted, "Kere, kere, who are you? Who are you?" Kere, kere. Nityananda replied, "I am going to the Lord's house." Madhyer vikepe bole, kiba naam tor. Nityananda bole, avadhuta naam mor. Intoxicated by wine, they asked in a disrespectful way. Also, they said Tor, like like that kind of disrespectful way of talking. They said, "Kiba naam Tor, what is your name?" Nityananda said, "Avadut naam mor, my name is Avadut." Balya bhave Mahamatta Nityananda Rai, Madhya per shange kata kohen lilai. Intoxicated in the mood of a child, Lord Nityananda spoke to the drunkards as his pastime. Udhari bodui jan heno ache mane, ataeva nishai aila sthane. He had already decided, I will deliver these two. That is why he came there that night. Avadhuta nam shuni Mādhāi kupiya, marilo prabhur shire mutaki tuliya. On hearing the name Avadhut, Mādhāi became angry, and he picked up a clay pot and hit the Lord's head. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word mutaki means broken clay pot. Marilo prabhur shire mutaki tuliya. Putilo mutaki shire rakta pore dhare. Nityananda Mahāprabhu Govinda sangare. The broken clay pot cut the Lord's head, and blood flowed from the wound. Yet Lord Nityananda simply remembered Govinda. Doya hoilo Jagāi rakta deki mathe, ar bar marite dhorilo tar hate. On seeing the blood, Jagāi felt compassionate and grabs the hand of Mādhāi when he prepared to strike the Lord again. Kene heno korile nirdoy tumi drida, deshantari Maria ki hoiba tumi boro. Why did you do that? You are very cruel. What will you gain by beating an outsider? Jagāi said. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word deshantari means a person from another province. Edo edo avadhute na mori ho ar, sannyasi Maria kon bhalo ba tomar. Leave Avadhut alone. Do not beat him again. What will you gain by beating a sannyasi? Ate byate loke giya, prabhure kohila. Sangopane tatokhane ঠাকুর আইলা, নিত্যানন্দের অঙ্গে সব রক্ত বহে ধারে, হাসে নিত্যানন্দ সে দুয়ের ভিতরে। রক্ত দেখি ক্রোধে প্রভু বাহ্য নাহি জানে, চক্র 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 প্রভু ডাকে ঘনে ঘনে। আতে ব্যাতে চক্র আসি উপসন্ন হইলা, জাগায় মাধায় তাহা নয়নে দেখিলা। প্রমাদ গণিলা সব ভাগবত গণ, আতে ব্যাতে নিত্যানন্দ করে নিবেদন। মাধায় মারিতে প্রভু রাখিল জগায়, দৈবে সে পড়িল রক্ত দুঃখ নাহি পায়। মোরে ভিক্ষা দেহ প্রভু, ও মোরে ভিক্ষা দেহ প্রভু, এই দুই শরীর, কিছু দুঃখ নাহি মোর, তুমি হও স্থির। Some people quickly went and informed the Lord, who immediately came there with his associates. The entire body of Nityananda was covered with blood. Yet Nityananda smiled as he stood there between the two. When the Lord saw the blood, he lost external consciousness out of anger and repeatedly called out, "Chakra, chakra, chakra." The Sudarśana chakra immediately appeared there and was seen by Jagāi and Mādhāi. All the Lord's devotees became bewildered, but Nityananda immediately appealed to the Lord as follows: when Mādhāi hit me, Jagāi saved me. By providence, blood came out, yet I feel no pain. O Lord, give me these two in charity. Please be pacified, for I feel no pain. Gaudiya Bhashya. On hearing the news that Mādhāi had injured Śrī Nityananda, Śrī Gaurasundar came to that spot and invoked the Sudarśana chakra. The two drunkards became extremely frightened on seeing the Sudarśana chakra. Śrī Nityananda then said to Mahāprabhu, "I did not feel much trouble due to bloodshed. When Mādhāi attacked me, Jagāi protected me. Nevertheless, by chance, blood came out. They are not at fault. There is no use to retaliate on the bodies of these two rogues. You may be peaceful and give me their two bodies in charity. Give them to me in charity." Jagāi rakhilo heno vachana shuniya, Jagāyera alingila Prabhu shuki hoya. Jagāyere bole Krishna kripa koru tore, Nityananda rakhiya kinili tui more. যে অভীষ্ট চিত্তে দেখো তাহা তুমি মাগো, আজি হইতে হও তোর প্রেম bhakti লাভো. So beautiful. On hearing the words, Jagāi protected me, the Lord became happy and embraced Jagāi. He said to Jagāi, "May Krishna bestow mercy on you. By protecting Nityananda, you have purchased me. Ask me for any benediction you desire. May you attain pure devotional service from this day on." Prem Bhakti, from this day on. Gaudiya Bhashya. After hearing from Nityananda Prabhu that he was saved by Jagāi from Mādhāi's attack, Lord Gaurasundar, who was affectionate to his devotees, lovingly embraced Jagāi and said, "By protecting Nityananda from attack, you have purchased me. May you attain pure devotional service to Krishna by my blessings." Jagāi varashuni Vaishnava mandal Jai Jai Hari Dvani Korila Shakal. On hearing the benediction awarded to Jagai, all the Vaishnavas chanted, Jai, Jai, Hari, Hari. Prema Bhakti ho kori jokono bolila, tokoni Jagai preme murchita hoila. As soon as the Lord said, May you attain pure devotional service, Jagai immediately lost consciousness due to ecstatic love. Due to prem, yeah, in prem he murchita hoila. Prabhu bole Jagai uthiya dekho more, satya ami prema bhakti dana dilo tore. The Lord said, O Jagai, get up and see me. I have indeed awarded you pure devotional service, prem bhakti. Chaturbhuja Shankha Chakra Gada Parmadhar. Jagai dekhilo she Prabhu Vishwambar. Jagai saw Vishwambar having 4 arms and holding conch, disc, club, and lotus. Dekhiya murchita hoya podilo Jagai. Bhakheshi charana dila Chaitanya Goshai. Seeing this, Jagai fell unconscious to the ground. Lord Śrī Caitanya then placed his lotus foot on Jagai's chest. Paya charana dhan Lakshmir jivan Dhorilo Jagai jeno amulya ratan. Receiving the treasure of the Lord's lotus feet, which are the life and soul of Lakshmi, Jagai held them tightly as if they were invaluable jewels. Charane dhoriya kande sukriti Jagai emoto apurva kore Gauranga Goshai. The fortunate Jagai shed tears. The fortunate Jagai shed tears as he held the Lord's feet. Such are the wonderful pastimes of Lord Gauranga. Eka jiva dui deho Jagāi Mādhāi. Eka punya, eka pap, boishe eka thai. Jagāi and Mādhāi were like one soul with 2 bodies. Yet here, one was pious and one was sinful. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the mutual exchange between Jagāi and Mādhāi, sometimes, on the pretext of pious activity, one would caution the other from committing sinful activities, and at other times, when the former would engage in sinful activities, the latter would caution him. Therefore, they were both rascals. On seeing Jagai's reward, the heart of Mādhāi was transformed. Jagai re Prabhu jabe anugraha koilo, Mādhāir chitta tato khone bhalo hoilo. When the Lord bestowed mercy on Jagai, the heart of Mādhāi was immediately rectified. Ate vyate Nityananda vasana ediya, porilo charana dhori dandavata hoya. He quickly released Nityananda's cloth, fell flat, and held the Lord's lotus feet. Dui jane ekathai koilo Prabhu pap, anugraha kene Prabhu koro dui bhago. O Lord, we both committed sinful activities together. Why do you divide us while bestowing your mercy? Why do you divide us while bestowing your mercy? Gaudiya Bhashya. Mādhāi said, we have committed sinful activities together. Therefore, it is not proper for you to bestow mercy on one and punish the other. More anugraha koro loya tor nam amare udhar kori bare nahi ano. Bestow your mercy on me so that I can chant your name. There is no one to deliver me other than you. Prabhu bole tor tran nahi dekhi mui. Nityananda ange rakta pari li shetui. Mādhāi boloe iha bolite na paro. Apanar dharma Prabhu apani keno charo. Apani kene charo. Bane bindilek tomar je ashur gane. Nijo pada tasavare tabe dile kene. Prabhu bole taha hoite tor aparad. Nityananda angete korili raktapat. Ama hoite e Nityananda deho boro tor sthane e satya kohilama dharo. The Lord replied, I do not foresee your deliverance, for you have drawn blood from the body of Nityananda. Mādhāi said, You cannot say this. Why are you forsaking your duty? Why did you award your lotus feet to the demons that pierced your body with arrows? The Lord replied, Your offense is greater than theirs, because you have drawn blood from the body of Nityananda. The body of Nityananda is superior to mine. I empathetic, God, I have a hard time saying that word. I don't know. Emphatically tell you this truth. Sorry. I emphatically tell you this truth. Gaudiya Bhashya. Mahāprabhu said that since Mādhāi hit the body of Nityananda, he would not be delivered. In response to this, Mādhāi referred to topics from the pastimes of Krishna, and he referred to topics from the pastimes of Krishna and Ram as follows. He said, in the past, many demons have attained liberation, even though they were envious of Vishnu. But in this case, why a demon like me will not be delivered? In this regard, Mahāprabhu said, it is a greater offense to hit the body of Nityananda, who is a servant of Vishnu, than to become envious of Vishnu. To harm Śrī Nityananda is more offensive than attacking the body of the Lord. Satya jadi kohila thakur mor sthane, boloho nishkriti mui paibo kemone. O Lord, if you are telling me the truth, then tell me, how will I be delivered? Sarvaroga nash vaidya chudamani tumi rog chikitsile shushta hoi ami. You destroy all disease, for you are the crest jewel of all physicians. If you treat me, then I will be cured. Na koro kapat prabhu sangsarer nath, bitita hoila ar lukai bak kato. O Lord of the universe, please do not deceive me. Now that you are known, how will you hide? Gaudiya Bhashya. The word kata means whom or to whom. Prabhu bole aparad koile tumi boro, Nityananda charana dhoriya giya poro. The Lord said, you have committed a grave offense. Go and grab hold of Nityananda's lotus feet. Paya Prabhur agya Mādhāi tokhon, dhorilo amulya dhan Nitāi charan. Being ordered by the Lord, Mādhāi then caught hold of the invaluable treasure of Nitai's lotus feet. Jai charana dhorile, na jai kabunash, revati janin jai charana prakash. By taking refuge of those lotus feet, one is never vanquished. Revati knows well the glories of those lotus feet. Vishvambar bole shuno Nityananda rai, porilo charane kripa korite jujai. Vishvambar said, listen, Nityananda, now that he has fallen at your lotus feet, it is proper for you to show him mercy. Tomar angete jeno koilo rakta pat, tumi she komite paro, porilo tomato. Since he has made you bleed, only you can forgive him, and now he has fallen at your feet. Nityananda bole Prabhu ki boli bomui, vrikhadware kripa koro sheho shakti tui. Nityananda replied, O Lord, what can I say? You have the potency to bestow mercy even through a tree. Gaudiya Bhashya. Srimad Nityananda Prabhu said to Mahāprabhu, when the demigods face difficulties, you protect them. When living entities like human beings are put in danger, you protect them. You also possess the power to protect plants whose consciousness is not as developed as that of living entities like human beings. Kona janme thake jade amar sukh. I need to shut the door. It's really loud outside. Sorry about that. Okay. Kona janme thake jade amar sukrita shabadilo Mādhāi re shunoho nishchita Mor jata aparad kichu dai nai, maya charo kripa koro tomar madhai. I declare emphatically that if I have ever accumulated piety in any lifetime, I give it all to Madhai. He is relieved of any offense committed against me. Do not bewilder him. Bestow mercy on your Madhai. Gaudiya Bhashya. Nityananda Prabhu said, Madhai has not committed any offense against me. By creating mischief, Madhai has today obtained from you the piety that I have accumulated by serving you in various ways, birth after birth. Therefore, you have forgiven whatever offense Madhai has committed against me and bestowed your mercy on him without duplicity. So give up the illusion of deceitful discrimination and bestow your causeless mercy on Madhai. Vishwambar bole jadi komila shakal, Madhai re kol deho hok safal. Vishwambar said, if you have actually forgiven Madhai, then embrace him and make his life successful. Prabhur agai koilo drida. Sorry. Prabhur agai koilo drida alingan. Madhair hoilo sarva bandhan mochan. Madhair dehe Nityananda praveshila. Sarva shakti samanvita Madhai hoila. On the order of the Lord, Nityananda tightly embraced Madhai, who as a result was freed from all material bondage. Nityananda entered the body of Madhai, and Madhai became filled with all energies. Nityananda is the Sandini potency, right? So all the energies rest on the platform of Sandini. So Gaudiya Bhashya. By the will of the Lord, Śrī Nityananda Prabhu lovingly embraced Madhai, who had attacked him, and Nityananda Prabhu invested him with his own energies. On the strength of Nityananda's energies, Madhai became filled with all good qualities. And after becoming freed from the propensity for material enjoyment and empowered to engage in the Lord's service, they were now qualified to offer prayers with selected verses. What time is it? 8:19. Okay. Heno mate du janete paelo mochan, dui jane stuti kore duer charan. In this way, the two were delivered, and they began to offer prayers at the lotus feet of the two lords. And we will read what their prayers were to the two lords tomorrow. I guess maybe, it's 8:20. We have 10 minutes left. But maybe I'll just read some of the translations and then we'll read the Bengali and purports and everything tomorrow. Yeah, just do that. Okay, so in this way they were delivered and they began to offer prayers at the lotus feet of the Lord. The Lord said, do not commit. Prabhu bole tora ar na koris pap, Jagāi Mādhāi bole ar nahi bap, ar nahi. We will not do anymore. The Lord said, do not commit further sins. Jagāi and Mādhāi replied, never again, O Lord. The Lord said, listen, both of you. I have indeed delivered you today. I take full responsibility for whatever sinful activities you have performed in your previous millions of lifetimes, provided you do not commit sin again. I will eat through the mouths of you too, and I will incarnate in your bodies. On hearing the Lord's words, Jagāi and Mādhāi fell unconscious in ecstasy. The illusion of the two Brahmins was thus destroyed, and they merged in an ocean of ecstasy. Knowing this, Lord Vishwambar instructed them as follows. Pick these two up and bring them to my house. Today, we will perform kirtan with these two. Today, I will award them that which is rare for even Lord Brahma. I will place them in the topmost position in this world. Those who took bath in the Ganga after being touched by these two will now say that these two are equal to the Ganga. The determination of Nityananda is never baffled. Know for certain that this was the desire of Nityananda. Thereafter, all the Vaishnavas caught hold of Jagāi and Mādhāi and took them inside the Lord's house. The intimate associates entered along with the Lord. The door was then closed, and others were not allowed to enter. Mahāprabhu and Vishwambar came in and sat down. Nityananda and Gadadhar sat on either side of him. Advaita, the greatest recipient of the Lord's mercy, sat in front of the Lord, and all the Vaishnavas sat around the Lord. Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Haridas Thakur, Garuda, Ramai, Srinivas, Gangadas, Vakreshwar Pandit, and Chandrasekharacharya all knew the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Numerous exalted devotees happily sat with Jagāi and Mādhāi around Lord Chaitanya. As Jagāi and Mādhāi rolled on the ground, their hair stood on end, they shed tears, and their entire bodies shivered. Who has the power to understand the desire of Lord Chaitanya, who transforms the two rogues into Mahabhagavats? The Lord delivered many atheistic ascetics and sannyasis by such nectarian pastimes. Anyone who has faith in these pastimes attains Krishna, while those who have doubts fall down. The two, Jagāi and Mādhāi, then began to offer prayers that were heard by Sri Gaurasundar and his associates. By the order of Lord Chaitanya Chandra, Shuddha Saraswati, the goddess of transcendental knowledge, appeared on the tongues of those two. Seeing Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya together there, the two could understand their actual identity. And this way, the two great personalities began to recite prayers. Anyone who hears these prayers attains devotional service to Krishna. They said, all glories to Mahāprabhu, all glories to Vishwambar, all glories to Nityananda, who is the support of Vishwambar, all glories to the acharyas who take pleasure in chanting their own names, all glories to Nityananda, who does everything for the pleasure of Lord Chaitanya, all glories to Jagannath Mishra's son, all glories to Nityananda, who is fully surrendered to Lord Chaitanya. All glories to Shachi's son, who is an ocean of mercy. All glories to Nityananda, who is Lord Chaitanya's friend. All glories to the beloved Lord of the Raja Pandit's daughter. And all glories to Nityananda, whose body is filled with compassion. All glories to the activities of the Lord. All glories to Nityananda Chandra, the emperor of the Vaishnavas. All glories to the Lord who holds the conch, disc, club, and lotus. All glories to the best of the Avaduts, who is none different from the Lord. All glories to Gaura-Chandra, the life of Advaita. All glories to the thousand-headed Nityananda. All glories to the life and soul of Gadadhar and the Lord of Murari. All glories to the benefactor of Haridas and Vasudev. You have delivered numerous sinful persons in your various incarnations. This is glorified throughout the world as most wonderful. By delivering us too, however, your past glories have become minimized. Even the glories of delivering Ajamil have been minimized by delivering us. We are not flattering you. We are speaking the truth. Ajamil was actually fit for liberation. It is stated in the Vedas that a person who has killed millions of Brahmins immediately attains liberation if he chants your name. Such a name was vibrated by Ajamil, so his deliverance was not very wonderful. You incarnates to establish the truth of the Vedas. If you do not deliver the living entities, then the words of the Vedas become false. Yet we have harmed the body of your associate, and still you have delivered both of us. O Lord, now just see how much difference there is between you and us two. On hearing the name of Narayan from the mouth of Ajamil, 4 Mahajans came and appeared before him. We saw you along with your associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions after we drew blood from Nityananda. Till now, you have kept your glories concealed. But, O Lord, the limit of your glories is now revealed. Now the Vedas have become most authoritative, and now Lord Ananta will proudly sing your glories. Now your hidden quality has become manifest. O Lord, the name of this quality is causeless deliverance, Nirlakshya Udhar. If you say that despite their attack, demons like Kamsa were also delivered, then consider what qualities they had. Those kings constantly saw you. They fought with you according to Kshatriya principles and constantly thought of you in fear. Yet they could not avoid the sin of attacking you. And as a result, they and their dynasties were destroyed. They left their bodies while seeing you. Yet Which great soul cared to touch them? The pure devotees who once took bath in the Ganga after touching our shadow are now touching us. Oh Lord, this is certainly due to your extraordinary glories. Who can be deceived now? Everyone is convinced. The great devotee Gajendra offered you prayers, and you delivered him because he was fully surrendered. That example cannot be applied to demons like Putana, Aga, and Baka. Although they attained the spiritual world when they left their bodies, who had the power to see that without Vedic knowledge? What you have done to us two sinners, however, has been directly seen by the people of the entire world. The sinners that you have previously delivered all had some qualification or another. But now you have causelessly delivered two persons who were Brahman demons. This is only due to your mercy. Jagāi and Mādhāi cried as they offered these prayers. Such are the matchless pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. On seeing this matchless pastime, all the Vaishnavas stood up and offered prayers with folded hands. Oh Lord, without your mercy, not even one's father will understand the prayers offered by these two drunkards. Who can understand your inconceivable energies, or when, how, and on whom you bestow your mercy? The Lord said, these two are no longer drunkards. From today on, these two are my servants. All of you bestow your mercy on these two, so that birth after birth, they do not forget me. Forgive whatever offenses they have committed against you, and show compassion on them. Hearing the Lord's words, Jagāi and Mādhāi fell down at everyone's feet. All the devotees blessed Jagāi and Mādhāi, who were then freed from all their offenses. The Lord said, get up, Jagāi and Mādhāi. Do not worry, for you are my servants. The prayers that you have offered are certainly true. No one can refute them. What you have experienced is not possible in these bodies. Know for certain that this was simply due to Nityananda's mercy. I have personally taken charge of your sinful reactions. Oh, brothers, see for yourselves. In order to demonstrate that there were no more sins remaining in the bodies of those two, the Lord's body turned blackish. The Lord said, how do I look? Advaita replied, you look just like Śrī Gokula Chandra. On hearing Advaita's comment, Vishvambar smiled, and all the devotees chanted the name of Hari. The Lord said, see how these two sinners are black. Perform kirtan so that their sins take shelter in those who blaspheme. Oh my God. Hearing the Lord's words, everyone became jubilant. They then began to perform kirtan in ecstasy. Lord Vishvambar danced with Nityananda, and all the Vaishnavas surrounded them and sang the glories of the Lord. Advaita also danced. He had induced the Lord to incarnate and thus delivered the entire world. As they performed kirtan, everyone clapped their hands and danced jubilantly. They felt no fear as they bumped into the Lord thousands of times in their ecstasy. Mother Shachi and her daughter-in-law floated in an ocean of ecstasy as they watched everything within the house. Everyone was filled with ecstasy after seeing this pastime. Their ecstatic love for Krishna was uninterrupted. The two drunkards danced in the association of he whose body the goddess of fortune is afraid to touch. In this way, Lord Chaitanya delivered the two drunkards and sent the blasphemers of the Vaishnavas to the hell known as Kumbhipaka. Blasphemy does not enhance one's religious principles. It only results in sin. That is why fortunate souls do not engage in blasphemy. After transforming the two rogues into Mahabhagavats, Sri Gaur Hari danced along with his associates. Overwhelmed from dancing, Lord Vishvambar sat down, and all the Vaishnavas sat around him. Their bodies were covered with 2 inches of dust, yet they were all filled with pure knowledge. Lord Gaurasundar regained his former state, smiled, and spoke to everyone. He said, do not consider these two as sinners, for I have personally burned their sinful reactions to ashes. In the bodies of all living entities, it is I who makes them act, speak, move, and eat. When I leave a body, it dies. The living entity cries. He cries out if he feels a little distress. But if I am not present in that body, it will not even move when burned. But the living entity's distress is due to false ego. He suffers miseries because he claims, I am the doer, I am the speaker. Therefore, the activities done by these two were actually done by me, and I have released them from the reactions. Knowing this fact, all of you Vaishnavas should see them as one of you and do not discriminate against them. If you really belong to me, then listen to my order. Whatever you faithfully give these two to eat will be equal to offering with love to Krishna's mouth, all honey available in innumerable universes. Anyone who gives these two a small portion of food gives honey to the mouth of Krishna. If anyone ridicules these two, he will be ruined as a result of that offense. On hearing the Lord's words, the Vaishnavas cried in ecstatic love. Then they all offered obeisances to Jagāi and Mādhāi. The Lord then said, "Listen, devotees, let us all go to the Ganga." Accompanied by his associates and wearing a garland of forest flowers, Lord Vishwambar entered the water of the Ganga. Due to the ecstasy of kirtan, all the devotees constantly behaved like restless young boys. Although they were all greatly learned and mature, they behaved like young boys. This is the potency of devotional service to Vishnu. In the festival of taking bath in the Ganga after kirtan, everyone was so overwhelmed with ecstasy that they forgot who was the Lord and who were the servants. When the Lord splashed water on the Vaishnavas, no one could compete with him. They all retreated in defeat. Everyone who engaged in water fights with the Lord retreated after fighting for some time. Sometimes Advaita, Gauranga, and Nityananda sported together, and sometimes Haridas, Srivas, and Mukunda sported. Okay, this goes on and on and on. I think there's almost 400 verses, but yeah, Jai Ho. It's now 8:30, so I'll end here. All right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gaura-Nityāi, Gaura-Nityāi, Jaya Gaura-Nityāi, Jaya Gaura-Nityāi, Gaura-Nityāi, Jaya Gaura-Nityāi, Jaya Swaparshara, Gaura Hari, Swaparshara, Jaya Gaura Hari, Jai Swaparshara, Gaura Hari, Swaparshara, Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Jagāra-nanda, Jaya Madhava-nanda, Jagāra-nanda, Jaya Madhava-ananda, Jaya Jagāra-nanda, Jaya Madhava-nanda, Jagāra-nanda, Jaya Madhava-ananda, Jaya Jaya Gurudeva, 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 Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitāi Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitāi Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur, Hari Bol, Śrī Nitāi Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Okay, Kishore Prabhu, could you do Jai Dwani?
Jai Nitāi. I sent some pictures of Jagāi and Mādhāi.
Oh, great. Okay. One second. Let me share my screen. 1 second. Where is it? Share screen. There. Jagāi Mādhāi. Pictures from Kishore. Where are they? Here. Wow, beautiful pictures. Okay, let's see. There's one. Now. Wow, I've never seen this picture before. It's beautiful. And then there's, oh yes, I've been here. I've been to Madhya-khaṇḍa before in Katwa. Yes. Jai Jagadananda, Jagadananda Madhavananda ki Jai. All right. Thank you, Kishore. Okay, you can do Jaidwani now.
जय सप्रकार शेषे गुरु गौरंग गन्धर्विका गिरिधरि राधा विनोद बिहरि राधा नयनाथ राधा रमन बिहरि राधा माधव शिशे राधा कृष्ण चंद्र जी की जय। श्री गोविंद गोविनाथ मदन मोहन जी की जय। जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार परमहंस प्रिय व्रजधारि वर्यस्तो दृष्ट शिशुमान भक्ति ज्ञान भरित गोस्वामी गुरु महाराज की जय। जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार परमहंस प्रिय व्रजधारि वर्यस्तो दृष्ट शिशुमान भक्ति नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज पति पावन श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार दृष्ट शिशुमान भक्ति बल तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिशुमान भक्तिवेदांत विक्रम गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिशिल भक्ति स्वरूप दामोदर महाराज की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिल गौरगन स्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिल भक्ति वैभाग पुरी गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिल भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिल भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्र शिशिमार भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यानंद शक्ति विश्वतार श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्र शिशिमाद भक्ति द्वैत माधु गोस्वामी परम गुरु महाराज की जय। जय नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्र शिशिमाद भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज परम गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्र शिशिमाद जगद्गुरु शिव शबाना विद्वैत दास शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। स्वापरिका शिल प्रभुपाद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद महापरम भगवत परवार परमहंस षष्ठोत्तरस्त शिष्यमान गौर किशोर दास पविषिमा शाय की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद सप्तम गोस्वामी अष्टोत्तरस्त शिष्यमान सचितानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर महाशाय की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद वैष्णव सर्वोमष्टोत्तरस्त शिष्यमान जगन्नाथ बाबजी महाशाय की जय। सूर्य कुंदवासी सिद्धा शिल मधुसुंदास बाबजी महाराज की जय। श्री उर्वदास उदरान दास की जय। जय गुरुविदान आचार्य श्री शिल बलदेव विभूषण प्रभु की जय। जय महामहोपध्याय रसिक शिरोमणि शिल विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर पाद की जय। जय शिल रसिकानंद मुरारी प्रभु की जय। जय श्री शिल रामचंद्र कविराज की जय। जय श्री लोचन दास ठाकुर की जय। जय शिल नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभु त्राय की जय। जय शिल कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। जय विश्वतार अर्का विशल वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। जय श्री अष्टक कविराज की जय। जय श्री वसुर देवी जानवी देवी की जय। जय श्री नित्यानंद दुर्ष गोपाल की जय। जय श्री चौषती महंत की जय। जय श्री जगदानंद माधवानंद की जय। जय श्री जगाय मदाय की जय। जय श्री रूपा श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ सर गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। जय श्री स्वरूप रमानंद लोकनाथ गर्भ आदि गौर परिषाद वृंद की जय। श्री सर्वभौम भट्टाचार्य की जय। जय नमाचार्य शैल हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री ईश्वर परिपाद की जय। जय श्री माधवेंद्र परिपाद की जय। जय श्री अंडरद्वीप मायपुर मंदिर गोद्रुमदीप मध्यादीप कौलदीप ऋतुदीप जानुदीप माद्रुद्रुमादीप रुद्रदीप मात्मका श्री नावद्वीप धाम की जय। जय श्री एक चक्र धाम की जय। जय श्री शांतिपुर धाम की जय। जय श्री गौरचंद्र भगवान की जय। जय श्री गौकुल चंद्र की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री श्री गौर गदाधर जी की जय। जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ गोपी कपा गो गिर गोवर्धन वर्षद वनात्मक श्री ब्रजमंडल धाम की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गंग सखी यमुना सखी तुलसी भक्ति देवी की जय। जय वृषभानुनंदिनी श्रीमती राधा रानी ठाकुरानी की जय। जय श्री ललिता विशाख चित्र चंपकलट टुंग विद्या इंदुलेख रंग देवी सुदेवी आदि शक्ति वृंद की जय। जय श्री अनंग प्रेम मंजलाल शिरूपल मंगा राग विलस गुणरति कस्तूरी कमल नयन मणि अरिमंजारी वृंद की जय। जय श्रीमती वृंद देवी की जय। जय श्री भगवती पूर्णमास योगमाय देवी की जय। जय श्री गोपीश्वर सर शिव महादेव की जय। जय राधा पतंकित राम श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन चक्र नीलमाधव जू की जय। जय श्री तत्व गोपीनाथ की जय। जय श्री नामचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर स्मार मंदिर की जय। जय शिल प्रभुपाद आविर्भाव स्थली की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथपुरी पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र मंडल नीलाचल धाम की जय। श्री विप्रलम्ब क्षेत्र की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। जय सर्वा विघ्नविनाशन कुरे भक्त विघ्नविनाश श्रीन्द्र सिंह देव की जय। भक्तराज भक्त बरबरा श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्री प्रहलाद लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव की जय। जय श्री चरिधाम चरि संप्रदाय चर्याचार्य की जय। श्री मध्वा रमनुजा विष्णु स्वामी निम्बदित्याचार्य की जय। जय करमत्रा श्री चैतन्य माद की जय। श्री गौरीमार वृंद की जय। श्री सजन सेवक गौरीमार की जय। जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमार भगवताम भगवद्गीता चैतन्य चरितामृत चैतन्य भागवत जैव धर्म आदि सर्व गौरी वैष्णव ग्रंथ वृंद की जय। जय त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। जय त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन धर्म की जय। गोलकेर प्रेमदान श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जय त्रिभुवन मंगल धन्य कलियुग तर्क ब्रह्म श्री हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे महामंत्र की जय। जय श्री अनंत करि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय श्री समकट गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय परम ब्रह्मन परमा सत्यम परमेश्वर पति पावन प्रेम पुरुषोत्तम स्वयं भगवान जगन्नाथ मिश्र नंदन गौर सुंदर राधर प्राणनाथ श्री विश्वम्बर मिश्र माय पंडित श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य चंद्र महाप्रभु की जय। जय परमादयाल करुणा करुणामयी अखंड गुरु आदि गुरु गौरीश्वर श्री श्रीमान भक्ति स्वरूप नित्यानंद हलदार बलराम की जय। श्री श्रीमान नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। श्री नमाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। Deliverance of Śrī Jagāi and Mādhāi की जय। Deliverance of Śrī Jagāi and Mādhāi की जय। जय श्री जगन्नानंद माधवानंद की जय। जय श्री जगन्नानंद माधवानंद की जय। श्री जगाए मदाय पावन लील की जय। जय श्री चैतन्य भगवत की जय। शिल वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद सरस्वती ठाकुर की जय। जय शिल प्रभुपाद गौरी वश्य की जय। जय श्री निताय गौर प्रमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रददेवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय निताय।
Hari bol, everybody. Dandavat pranams. Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Champak Mataji, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook who is all there. Raseshwari Mataji, Ganga Mataji, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantra Murti Mataji, Vidya Lalasa Didi, Hari Priya Didi, Sudevi Didi, Rukmanjari Didi, Nitāi, Hari Priya Didi, and Maharaj, Dandavat pranams, Shripad Sajan Maharaj, And thank you,
Bhaktivedanta
Sudari.
Sajan Maharaj ki jai.
Yeah.
Jai Ho. Sajan Maharaj, is Madhukar Prabhu's birthday today.
Yeah, he knows.
I give him your blessings.
Madhukar Prabhu Shubh Avirbhav Mahamahotsav ki jai.
Please bless me. I can.
Boy, we have a picture now of Jagāi and Mādhāi, Bhatrini painted with Lord Chaitanya is about to unleash Sudarśana chakra. So I always put champak. I put champak flowers to get them here, right next to Gauranga and Nitāi, and but now I'm going to put 4. So I gotta put for Jagānanda and Madhya-khaṇḍa.
Yes, Jai Ho.
Jai Ho.
Do you have that picture with you right there?
Oh yes. Let me see. I'll show you. Can you see?
It's move a little bit to the left.
Like that?
A little bit more. Sorry, to the right. To the right.
To the right, yeah.
No, to the left. Sorry. We're looking. Okay. It's hard because it's hard. A little bit more to the side though, because now we can see. Now we can see fully. Okay. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. What a lovely. Wow, it's so sweet. Also.
See, I got the champak here and there.
Yes.
But now I'm gonna put some here and there.
Jai Ho. Wow, what a beautiful picture. The painting.
I will miss bad training.
Very cool. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. And tomorrow will also be a very delightful reading. We'll get to hear we'll hear all the prayers that we already read the translations of what we're going to read tomorrow, but we'll also read the purports of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada and go more deeply into that all. And so, thank you so much. If anybody, thank you, Ganga Mataji and Vidyalala Sadidi. Thank you. If anybody has anything to say before it ends.
I'll just mention that in Chaitanya Mangal, there's an interesting pastime that after Jagāi and Mādhāi and after the Jagāi Mādhāi Leela, Mahāprabhu told them to now give me all your sins. And Jagāi and Mādhāi got a tulsi leaf, and going to offer like all their sins via the tulsi leaf to Mahāprabhu. And Mahāprabhu is saying, come on, offer them to me. And Jagāi and Mādhāi, they're refusing. No, we don't want to give you our sins. No, we don't want to give you all our sins. Mahāprabhu is saying, just see how glorious Jagāi and Mādhāi are. They're not wanting to give me they don't want to give me such bad things as sins. Look how great they are. And it's like, but Mahāprabhu keeps insisting, so they end up giving them their sins via the tulsi leaf.
Wow, very interesting. That is very fascinating. Kishore, this will be another place on the list of places we can visit when you come. Madhya Tala.
Yay!
Yes.
Don't forget us. Forget me.
Yes, sure. We can all go. Yes, we'll all go. Great. Yes.
Need the mercy. I have questions, but then they'll be for tomorrow, I guess. Right now, I'm have to drive Bhatrini to the airport.
Okay.
That's something with our rentals in Big Island.
Okay.
Conditions of travel.
Have a smooth flight.
But we want to say one thing. Hare Krishna to you.
Oh my God.
Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna to you.
Thank you, Jai.
May you never have to take birth again.
Oh, that's already past.
No, but have to. He doesn't mind if he has to take birth to be in the pastimes.
That's what he's reading. We're getting all these blessings.
May you never take birth again. May you never take birth again. But if you do take birth, let it be in the association of Guru and Vaishnavas. But other than that, may you never take birth again.
Hari
Yay.
bol. Thank you. All right. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Hari bol. Thank you so much. See you all tomorrow.
Thank you for taking birth on this planet and giving us all this nectar.
I am
Yeah,
so fortunate. I am grateful to you for giving me an opportunity to be able to read an association of devotees, such wonderful devotees. This is really, thank you. Hari bol, everybody.
On one's
Hari bol.
birthday, one should do Guru Puja. So you can go see Gurudev Samadhi today.
Yes, I should. That's a very good idea. Thanks for mentioning that. I'll probably do that. Yes. Hari bol, everybody. Thank you, Champak Mataji. Hari bol. All right, Dandavat pranams, everybody. I'm going to end this now. See you all tomorrow. Hari bol.
Hari